This is a Headgum podcast.
All right, picture this. You worked hard all season. You made some great moves. You got Mostert. You got Hurts. You weathered the early storm with Jahmyr Gibbs, and it all paid off, and you got yourself a first-round bye. And as luck would have it, the guy you're playing in the semifinals doesn't check his lineup. He starts an injured Keenan Allen on one of the early games in the week and gets a big old goose egg. And you think you're cruising. He doesn't even have a kicker who's active in the NFL. You think you're cruising to the finals, but your first player of the week is Dalton Kincaid, and he gets one catch for 7 yards. And things are going like this until Christmas Day, where you're now projected to lose. And you're desperate. And it's Christmas, so you don't know what else to do. You turn to God. You pray to Jesus.
What do you want, Greg?
Say, hey, first of all,
what do you want, man? It's my birthday, dude.
Sorry to pull you away. Do you have a big party going on?
Jesus,
man,
come back to bed.
I've got my girls here, Casey and JoJo.
Oh, sorry. Casey and JoJo. Again, that's so weird. This came up last week, too.
Did it?
Look,
I don't listen to your podcast.
I mean, not that anyone else was in bed with your girls or anything.
I was about to say, bro.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? What do you need?
Could you help me out? Could Harrison Butker maybe have more than 2 points? Maybe if he gets like a shot at like a 36-yard field goal,
that
hit
dude
it?
Loves me so much. It weirds me out. It's annoying. So no, absolutely not. I want that guy to go away for a bit.
Okay,
so no,
he's
I can't do that for you.
Jesus,
Okay.
come back to bed. It's me, Harrison Butker.
Harrison, dude, how did you get an invite? Who invited you?
Stalking
Why are
you,
you in my
Jesus?
bed?
All right, I'll go back down. Whee!
Is Harrison Butker
He took the
fatal
slide.
attractioning Jesus? But Jesus doesn't answer your prayers. Harrison Butker puts up exactly 2 points. Devon Achane puts up 4.1 points when your podcast co-hosts talk you into starting him over Austin Eckler. Someone alerts your opponent and he picks up a kicker who grabs him a few points. And it all comes down to Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey. Also, you're in a second league where if Christian McCaffrey scores 2 points, you're out of the playoffs. So you know what you have to do. You book a last-minute flight to New Orleans. You find a witch doctor. You get a plush Christian McCaffrey bobblehead doll at the airport. So you fly San Diego to San Francisco airport where you get the McCaffrey doll, then New Orleans, then you find a witch doctor. You say, witch doctor, I need you to do some voodoo on Christian McCaffrey, man.
I got him in a fantasy league.
Oh, witch doctor. Seriously?
I got him.
Are you in the semis?
Yeah, I got him in the semis. I need him to get 25.1 points to win.
Professor Chicken Blood, come back to bed.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. What
No. He said his catchphrase, Professor Chicken Blood.
That's what I say to my women.
Oh,
They're giving me a hard time.
so you go, you watch the game. Well, you don't watch the game because you're having Christmas dinner with your in-laws. But you're following on your phone, not really hearing everything that everyone's saying about their lives and whatever, because you're watching on your phone. All you've got is Brandon Ayuk. McCaffrey scores an early touchdown and you're done. You're just done. You text the group chain that you lost, you concede, you go for a walk with the dog, you come back, you check the game, and suddenly Brandon Ayuk has grabbed some garbage yards and you've taken a 0.34 point lead over McCaffrey. Well, there's 2 minutes left. What's going on in the game? Oh, God. The 49ers are on the 1 yard line. Christian McCaffrey touchdown territory. So you've tried Jesus. You've tried the witch doctor. So you pray to the Hindu gods that are all around your in-laws' house. You say, Hindu God, I need your help.
In unison, they say, yes.
Yes.
I need Christian McCaffrey to not get in the end zone here. If you could just have Sam Darnold get sacked, I promise I'll fully convert to Hinduism. I will give my life up to Ganesh, please.
Well, we do ironically have the defense of the team that they played. Who did they play yesterday?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Yes,
The Baltimore Ravens.
We have the Ravens defense.
Ganesh, you have the Ravens D in fantasy.
Yes, so I think we can help you out a bit.
And they do. They answer your prayer. Wait, does anyone want to tell Ganesh to come back to bed?
Oh yeah, Ganesh. I'm back to bed.
Ooh, ooh, ting, ting, walla, bing, bang.
And they answer your prayers. Sam Darnold is sacked on 4th down. Who knows what happens? Doesn't matter. And you win, advancing to the finals against Hayes because it's Christmas Miracle Day, you guys. It's Christmas Miracle Day.
Christmas Miracle Day.
A Hindu Christmas miracle.
Wow.
Yep, we were all following along last night. So you weren't actually watching the game, Greg.
Until the last two, I turned it on for the 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line because I truly thought it was over. And then Brock Purdy, MVP candidate Brock Purdy, was benched for Sam Darnold. Always a great sign for your MVP race.
Yeah.
When Sam Darnold takes your job in a key game late in the season. And Darnold hit Ayuk for a couple garbage time catches.
Ayuk gave you some good yak.
Devoted listeners will remember that during our draft, I was debating taking Ayuk or Deontay Johnson. And my dog started chewing up my Steelers sweatshirt. And I thought that was an omen, so I took Ayuk. And I said that if I regretted it, I was going to have the dog put down. Well, he is getting the opposite of put down because Ayuk saved my season.
We're going to breed the dog.
So one game to go, though.
We're going to unfix the dog. We're going to unneuter him. We're going to sew some balls back on there. And we're going to let him
let that man jizz.
Town. We're going to put him out to stud. He
What
was
a week.
humping it. He tried humping a dog at the dog park yesterday, and him and the dog were perpendicular, and he had his chin on the dog's side and his crotch a body length away, and was just humping the air. So I don't know if we put him out to stud if he's going to be successful because he seems pretty confused. He seems pretty confused about how to do it.
How it all works.
He's having a Mormon version of dog sex where he's like, this doesn't count. I can do this. But what a week, you guys.
Yes, the Foosballs League Fantasy Championship is set. It is Hayes versus Greg. Hayes pulled out a pretty handy victory over listener Steven. He beat him 127 to 107. One thing of note is, Greg's margin of victory was 0.34. We had a consolation bracket matchup between Sheer and Mitch that also was decided by 0.34 points.
Exactly 0.34. Crazy.
I asked the fantasy football historians. They say that's the first time that's ever happened.
Yes, I have them on speed dial. Yeah. We gotta give a shout out to listener Steven. He had a good season all year long. He had some tough luck, and sure enough, more tough luck in the semis as his score would have beaten me or Asan, but Hayes had the high score of the teams in contention. And so Steven's season ends in the semis.
That's the highest scoring member of the league. So he'll be able to hang his hat on that.
Yeah, he definitely earned himself our respect. He was down to starting Ty Chandler in the playoffs. He was really riding the Tua Tyreek stack, and they weren't bad. Tyreek had almost 19 points. It's just he needed them to go crazy, and they didn't. So, is what it is.
So
now,
did
I have another.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have another decision to make next week of do I go back to Eckler or do I ride the Dolphins guys again? So it's tough. Happy holidays, bro.
Happy holidays. Who was that?
Who was that, Ryan?
Just some guy walking by. Sorry, could you hear? Some
Tell him
much
to come
older
back
fellow
to bed.
living in a young apartment building.
Tell him to come back to bed.
See if he gets it.
Well, we almost had two. Oh, we got a chalk league this year, huh? The first and second are the champions, are in the championship.
Yeah, but it is. But I will say it's not not chalk in terms of like point totals to standings. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like I had less points at the end of the year than even Sean, who was the 5th seed. You know, it was really all over the place.
Who, if he could have, he would be in the championship right now if he was able to just squeeze out a victory last week because he put up the most points this week. He exploded for 153 in his consolation matchup against listener Jacob.
Yeah, Steven knocked him out in the first round, and then Sean sewed up 5th place pretty convincingly. But how were you? Did you guys have any teams alive still this weekend?
No teams alive.
I had one.
Goodness gracious, no teams alive.
Brian,
I had one in the Sexy Sofa Studs League, and it was over as soon as it started because I had George Pickens on the bench, and
he had Cooper, didn't he?
Yeah, he had Amari Cooper, and so that was it. I think I kept it relatively. Had I started George Pickens, it would have been pretty tight. I still would have lost, but it would have been much more respectable. I got beat 148 to 105.
Ooh.
And this is our first place guy in this league who had the very first pick in our draft and took Jalen Hurts and had, which wouldn't be the move I make, and he's cruised all year long.
That's tough.
Well,
I benched Pickens in the Sharks League where I was in the toilet bowl, the 11th place game, and I finished 12th. I finished 12th in the league that I started and am commissioner of, and I'm dead last. That's a tough pill to swallow. And then in my other league, my 3rd league and final league, I was in a semis, and that was over as soon as it started too, because my opponent on Thursday night had Olave, Stafford, Puka, put up 90 points between 4 players on Thursday night, and I was just that actually went into the last game yesterday too. I had clawed back. I had Rashad White and Metcalf, and I had clawed back, but I needed McCaffrey to score less than 3 points, so I really needed him to get hurt right away, and he did not. I told Ryan, but it came down to him having McCaffrey and me having the Philly defense, which I told Ryan I was starting in the playoffs to prove a point, but they scored 5 points, I think, so it wasn't great.
I lost. I'm 11th place. I couldn't make it down to 8th. And I had Amari Cooper. Get this. Try this on for size. I had Amari Cooper. in. He got me 51 points, and I still lost because I was playing against the Woodbridge Wombats.
Oh, yeah. They put up 137. Huh?
Yeah, and I put up 130. So it was a nail biter. But they just had a consistent team overall. Devontae Adams screwed me. Cook screwed me. Everybody else. And Cincinnati's D.
The Raiders didn't have a passing yard after the first quarter.
Yeah, we know. I know.
Sorry.
Oh, let's talk about that. What is that like?
Sorry, real quick to finish that, Carl. You actually have one more. You're in the 9th place game against Shear this week. So the 11 is just your seed still. But if you win against Shear, you're 9th place, and if you lose, you're 10th. So
okay, all right.
Something to play for.
Yeah, something to play for. Maybe the Raiders will do better passing wise. They did great as a team.
Yeah, overall they did okay. That was very close to being able to submit my own sore loser story to the pod. So watching it with my family, so already stressed, like just family stuff going on, just already anxious, hungover from Christmas Eve, and watching this like fucking awful, maddening game. And my aunt was over, who I don't see too often, and she's like real like cynical and like pessimistic. Like she's an older lady, and she was sitting just. We have like one chair that's just right next to the TV, so she's always in my line of sight the entire game. And I can see it. She's never looking up from her phone. She's like not really watching. And so whenever anything would happen, someone would be like, "Oh, did he get the first down? Did he get it? Did he get it?" And she'd be like, "No." And and so it's just like you just want to be like, "All right, just shut up. You're like bringing bad like juju. Just knock it off." She was right 100% of the time. Every like sad sack take, every sad sack point, and I know for a fact she never looked up from her phone. She just knew. She just knew.
Felt it.
I think it was like in the third quarter, the Chiefs failed on a 4th and goal, and I let out one just fuck. And it, like really sucked the air out of the room, but. It could have been a lot worse. I almost had a real meltdown. That was a really, really frustrating game to watch.
So you need the setup that my aunt and uncle have in Zanesville, Ohio, where people are watching upstairs in the main living room. This is usually for Ohio State games. But then there's a TV in the basement where the people who are going to yell fuck go.
That sounds like a dream.
It's sort of, I mean, I don't want to use the word segregated, but I guess that's the word to use. And so,
that's the word they use, right?
If you're going to be, no.
Oh, that's why I couldn't watch in the basement. I wanted to yell fuck.
Yeah, well, but you had your own drinking fountain, so I mean.
It was covered in shit in the motor oil.
Well, that was a coincidence. So Ryan, that's a tough one, man.
It was a bummer.
Have you guys seen the Jack Jones storyline
with the Grinch where he offered the ball up to the kid?
He gets a pick. He goes to give it to a kid in the stands, seemingly a Kansas City fan. This one not wearing blackface though. And he goes to he goes to hand him a ball and then pulls it away. And then that starts a dialogue on Twitter or X. And but then he comes out and says, like, if you watch closely, the guy behind the kid was reaching over to steal the ball and I pulled it away from him. Which, fair, it does look like that. But he also didn't, like, go give the ball to the kid after all or anything.
Like, it's too much trouble. I'm just going to hold on to it. I thought it was really funny. It was a very Raiders thing to do.
Either way, I think
in
it's
Kansas
great.
City. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Some kid who gets front row seats to the Christmas Day game needs to learn a little lesson that you can't get everything you want.
Exactly. But if you try sometime,
you would think the game would have made that point for him, just the way the game went itself. I don't think we needed the extra yanking the ball from him.
Who was there with Taylor Swift? There was a meme going around of Taylor in the box with, was that Adele? Who was with her?
I think she was with her brother and her parents, is what the women in my family told me.
Oh, okay.
Travis Kelce didn't have a great game, and the memes were memeing.
Oh, were they? Yeah, yesterday was the first, like, people very, very audibly saying she's a curse and she's a distraction. It's officially started. I would say that the distraction and the curse is being a 34-year-old tight end.
Yeah. So Ryan, you were kind of saying this in a text thread. You think he might retire? You think he might be done?
I think so. It doesn't seem, and maybe it's just the way the season's going, it doesn't seem like he's having a ton of fun out there. He's playing a little reluctant, I think, not taking on contact. He seems frustrated with his body, like he's not able to do the things that he was able to do just last year. And he missed the first game of the season with an injury. Who knows if he's just been battling through stuff all year long? But it wouldn't shock me. He's reached a new level of fame that he might want to explore and enjoy. And it depends on if he wants to chase records, if he wants to give it one more shot at a ring with kind of this core group. But it wouldn't shock me if he retired. I think I think definitely within the next 2-3 years he's done. But I could see it being this year.
Hey man, Mercedes Lewis is still out there.
Yeah,
if he can still play, he can still play. Mercedes Lewis is 68 years old
and still dresses great.
Yeah. This fool Travis Kelce can still play if Mercedes Lewis is still trotting out there.
Yeah.
That's the thing about a Mercedes. It'll run forever, man. It'll run. This is a well-made tight end right there.
But a Kelce, which is a knockoff of a Tesla, the batteries are blowing up.
It just explodes randomly.
Yeah, he missed that game because the software update just didn't work and they just couldn't play.
Running into pedestrians?
Yeah, he ran over those kids in that crosswalk. Well, normally when you would say, "Oh, Kelsey's on fire," you think that's a good thing, but no.
No, it's literal.
This Kelsey's on fire.
Fire!
I gotta share my Thursday night story with you guys.
Yes,
please.
So, the Saints were in town to play the Rams. I don't necessarily like that game.
Oh, of course. God, how did we wait so long to get into this? Yeah.
I don't necessarily like going to that game, number one. I wanted to, but our season's been so bad that I was just like, I don't want to go because I don't feel like dealing with bullshit-ass Rams fans. This is becoming a rivalry since the 2018 NFC Championship game.
Since the pass interference.
Yeah, this is becoming a bit of a rivalry. So, but luckily, it's at SoFi, and the Rams and the Chargers only have 50% fan bases. So there was a lot of Saints fans there. Surprisingly enough, a lot of LA Latinos like the Saints.
Huh.
I don't know why, but I'll take it. But
if we have any LA Latino Saints fans that listen, write us. Let us know.
Let us know what made you get into it. Because of Catholicism, maybe. But
Cesar Ruiz?
yeah, Cesar, who I did see. Had a great chain on. So I had tickets from my manager, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do holy shit improv tonight. I'm not going to go to the game. It was raining here in LA that day. I had gone down to a Thursday night game there before. 2 years ago, Chiefs Chargers.
I was at that game.
Yeah. It was a mess trying to get in there. It was a mess trying to get out. It was rainy as hell. So the long walk to your car from the stadium you're just soaked. And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm cool. Like, I'll watch it on TV, especially because I don't feel very confident in it. Derek Carr is still our starting quarterback. I don't feel very confident in it. I'll just watch on TV. I'll do holy shit and go to Birds and watch it or whatever. And then I get a call from a friend of mine who's like, hey, we got an extra ticket to the game tonight. Do you want to go? I was like, I got an improv show. And she goes, well, you remember that Dennis Allen's my cousin and I have on-field passes. And I go, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'll drive. What time should I pick you up? And so I call our good friend Casey Faye, and I'm like, yo, man, I wasn't gonna do this, and I especially don't like to do it on the day of. But I just got offered on-field passes.
He gets that. He's got to get that, right?
Yeah, he got it. He was like, yeah, go.
He's not like, you made a commitment.
He's he's a legit college football player in his own right. Was he not?
Yeah, people don't know that. Casey Faye.
I didn't know that
football
until recently. Yeah.
Was he college football or basketball? He played
football. He kicked. He punted for St. John's College in Minnesota, which is where that lineman came out of a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I've known the guy 15 years. I've never heard this until just now.
I only found out within the last year. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, to me, you're not a viable person if you didn't play college sports, so that's why Casey is close.
Yeah.
Now, what about intramural flag football?
Fair enough, as long as it was on a college campus.
Yeah.
But so we go to the game. I'm on the field, see the guys come out, see them come out in their groups, to warm up. I'm on the field. I FaceTime my dad and my uncle, who are both Saints fans. I can't hear a word they're saying, but they're bright-eyed and teeth from here to here. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm on the field. Like, look at this. This shit is crazy. Also, SoFi on the field is insane.
I bet, yeah.
Oh,
the way that stadium looks is crazy. So I meet Dennis Allen. He comes over, and I keep doing this joke with my friend who's taking him, like, I don't like your cousin. He's taking our team. And then he comes over. I meet him. He's like, get these guys some hats. And the hat he brought back was one that I would never wear. But
naturally.
I'm like, oh. At least it's a real. But I have out of all the Saints hats I have, only one of them is officially team issued from the team, from the equipment manager of the team.
But it was a throwback to their 1938 logo, which was a little problematic. That's why you wouldn't wear it.
Wait, what's the 1930? Oh,
I don't know. When they were the New Orleans Chippewa.
The New Orleans Chippewa Saints. The New Orleans Savages.
It was a throwback to the 2000 logo when they were briefly the New Orleans Boondock Saints, and it's just a quote from that movie, and it's really
it's a little scene, and
it's got Willem Dafoe on the hat. What?
Was he doing an Irish accent in that movie?
Well, he wasn't one of the main two guys. He was the cop.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't think he had an accent like they did. I don't know.
It was tight though. So we go down, get food and stuff. You got the whole VIP experience. The 50-yard line seats, amazing seats to watch a football game, especially at that stadium. Shout out to SoFi having leg room in those, because man, I go to Clippers games and I have to sit sideways.
Sucks. Yeah,
sitting sideways, boys in the days. So I'm watching the game the whole time, and then we get to go after the game. We lose, of course. And I get to go into the depths of the SoFi Stadium to the family section. And down in the family section is a lot of the team coming out to say what's up to their families and friends, people who came to the game. And I'm just seeing, like, up close and dapping up guys from my favorite team. It's great.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Dapped up Taysom Hill. Shorter than me.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Did you comment on that? It's like, hey, whoa, you're shorter than me.
Whoa, dude. You're shorter than me, my man. I can't believe you. You're like, this is you? I can't believe this is you. Let me tell you.
If he was 6'4", they would have let him stay quarterback.
Yeah. Speaking of short and quarterback, Jake Hayner looked like a water boy.
I don't even know who that is.
He came out of Fresno State. He's our third string quarterback. He came out of Fresno State.
Oh,
he is.
Did Derek Carr get him the job? He was like, "Get my Fresno State guy a job."
Yeah, he might have. That dude,
Paul George, is going to be the tight end next year.
he probably kill at that. He's too slow. He's too methodical, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jake Hayner, old Jake Hayner.
Wow,
my man. It says it has him listed at 6'1", 201. I'd like to dispute that.
Very generous, 6'1", 201. Did you really chat with anyone?
I got to chat with Jamal Williams, who is insane.
Oh man, really?
Oh, that's cool.
He is really tight. He's really tight.
That's honestly the guy I would want you to chat with the most. He's funny, right? Like,
he was funny as hell. He was really into the people that I went with are not big Saints fans, but they are not big football fans, but they like do anime stuff. Guy had a pen on. He had Jamal Williams had a Pokemon hat on, like a Pikachu hat with the ears, and then
he got the same Christmas present as my nephew.
Yeah. And what's crazy is this dude. Like I said, what's up to him? He walked by, he looked at me, he said, "What's up, big dog?" I was like, "Hey man, how you doing? Love your work." I'm so accomplished. I was used to saying that in our business when you meet.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I met your doppelganger, Ryan. Jason Siegel was sitting near us.
Oh yeah. Did you say, "Hey, my buddy played a bizarro version of you in one episode of How I Met Your Mother"?
Oh, I did. I didn't say that. I didn't know that. But he seemed like zooted almost. He was like, I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Go team," like that. And I was like, "Love your work, man." And he goes, "Ah, yes." And then he walks away and goes, "Oh, thank you."
He was on the Kamala Harris medication they got her on. It sounds like, man.
Dude was smiling the whole time. He was smiling. When I saw him on the field, I didn't say anything to him on the field. But then when we got to the seats, he was sitting near us, and he was just like this the whole time. Yeah.
I just love that you say
what's going on, my man?
You saw Meharry's doppelganger at a game where Matt Stafford was there, and you weren't talking about Matt Stafford. It seems like it was a Meharry doppelganger convention at SoFi.
If I had been there, lightning would have struck, and the whole place would have burnt down.
You couldn't be there because there has to be a designated survivor in case there's a terrorist attack.
We can't fly on the same plane.
Yeah, you guys, the three of you can't fly together.
That's insane how all three of y'all look alike. Oh, shit. Is Clayton Kershaw in there too? Nah. Kind of. A little bit.
He's got... Nah.
He's got a much bigger dick.
That's the only thing that sets them apart.
Yeah, Kershaw's dick's way bigger. He and I have talked about it.
Well, the grounds
we sent
crew
each other
hates
pictures
him. And the grounds crew hates him because sometimes it'll mess up the mound on his delivery. The stick will be dragging on the mound, and they have to go out between innings. Yeah,
I've never gotten that complaint from the UCB Franklin staff.
It's never damaged the stage.
Yeah.
Man, the guy who I was most excited to meet, and I wanted to get a picture, but I chickened out because he was like talking to people and stuff.
I know who you're gonna say, Cam Jordan. Right?
Cam Jordan, man. Cam Jordan. So I got to fist bump him, say what's up to him. It's so wild that it feels weird sometimes to be like that big of a fan, like get childlike with a person who's your age. Like me and Cam Jordan are the same age.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey man, like
you're my hero.
Yeah. It's like, didn't we go to high school together? Yeah, man, that was pretty cool. My guy Cam Jordan, man. It was I was afraid to get a picture with him, but it was really cool to see this guy.
Tell your reps to keep their eyes open for Little Caesars commercials, and then get in the next Little Caesars commercial with him and George Kittle and Fitzmagic. That
would be tight. I did, however, get a picture with this guy.
With your hero.
My favorite, Dennis Allen.
He asked you for the picture, right? He's like, hey, you want to get a picture together?
He's like, I love Grand Crew. I'm a huge fan. We watch it on the bus. The whole team watches it on the bus.
That's awesome.
You're like calling up your reps like, hey, where are my bus residuals? I haven't seen these checks, but apparently I got 17 weeks a year where we're getting watched on the bus.
We'll check in. And then they call me back and go, they burned the DVD.
Yeah, they pirated it. I mean, you'd expect that shit from the Buccaneers, but not the Saints.
But the Saints.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers don't pay for any videos, man.
Nah, it was really awesome. One thing that made it even wilder was seeing guys who you think are like these larger than life figures being like small and lean. Demario Davis, like dude looks like he could play basketball. How lean he is.
Whoa!
Like it was crazy.
Who's that guy who was playing in the NBA who was also a linebacker and Ish Wainwright? And you could kind of tell, like, do you know who this guy was? He played for the Suns last year, I think.
And he played football too?
I think so. Or he's built, or maybe they were just saying he's built like a linebacker because he is.
Oh yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's only 6'5". He played college basket. Oh no, he played tight end on the team.
Oh, okay, tight end. Yes.
Yeah,
but there's some guys who are. I guess it's always tight ends that can play basketball. I guess that's nothing new. We know this. Jimmy Graham, Tony
Gonzalez, Tony Gates.
And then,
it's the only like 1-to-1. Like if you play basketball, you play tight end.
DN too. What's my man name? From North
Julius
Carolina,
Peppers.
Julius Peppers.
Yeah.
Oh, was he involved? Was he a hooper?
Yeah, he played at UNC.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn, that's got to be good.
And Brad Smith. You remember Brad Smith, the quarterback
from Missouri?
Yeah, he played basketball too.
And you know who played? Donovan McNabb played at Syracuse.
Whoa!
Did y'all not know that?
I didn't know that. I just knew about the chunky soup.
Yeah. Yeah, Donovan McNabb played at Syracuse.
I saw a clip. I don't know if you guys are Baltimore Orioles first overall pick catcher Adley Rutschman, who's maybe rookie of the year or close to it. Great young rookie catcher for the Orioles last year. Big part of why they had a resurgence. Was apparently played ball at Oregon State, I think, and also was the punter or kicker for the football team there. And there's a clip of him tackling McCaffrey on a kick return when McCaffrey must have been like a senior and Rutschman was like a freshman. And someone posted it like Adley Rutschman lights up McCaffrey, and I watched it. It's like the most normal tackle ever. But it's still kind of crazy. And like apparently the story that one of the players said was that McCaffrey got up and went, God, did I just get tackled by the fucking kicker? Because it's like a 40-yard return, and then Rutschman was like, "Yeah, you did," and they like dap each other up.
It's like the punter.
Yeah. So
even worse.
Yeah. Well, the one that always tripped me up as a childhood Braves fan was that Tom Glavine was drafted into the NHL. You don't see a lot of crossover between hockey and the other sports, because hockey are their own little weird freaks and they do their hockey thing. And I respect it, but they don't interact with the other athletes.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. All right, here we go. You can kind of see DeMario Davis right there. And then there is Chris Olave right there with some buddies taking a really serious picture. And
someone else had a crazy chain too.
Cesar Ruiz's chain was nuts.
Nice. Michigan.
It was really dope. It was really dope.
Yeah, I think I asked in the text thread who had the hottest wife or girlfriend.
Oh, I could not tell. I couldn't see. I'll tell you this, the Carr family. Beautiful family.
A lot of kids, right?
Yeah. David was there.
Really?
Big brother David Duke Carr.
That's right.
That man is gorgeous.
Did they greet each other with a kiss on the mouth?
Yeah, kiss on the mouth, lots of tongue. That dude is like, Derek Carr's like my height. David is like 6'5", and he looks like he could be on TV. What's my man's name? James Marsden. He looks like how James Marsden looked back in the day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Like 30 Rock James Marsden.
David Carr has movie star looks and bad football player personality.
Well,
really? What do you mean?
The offensive line? I think he looks more like that guy who played Superman for a little bit.
Brandon Routh?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the story with David Carr, was that, like, I've heard a lot of people say he would have been really good. He was just in such a bad situation that they broke him. Him and Tim Couch. I've always heard that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I see the Marsden comparison for sure.
It was cool to see him. He's, he's not a legend, but he's like, you just kind of
first overall pick, man.
You kind of remember, you know how you see a player you remember from your childhood, and you're like, oh shit, David Carr right there. I remember him getting destroyed on the Texans.
Yeah.
And there were some nice looking women in their family, and then it was just like some women standing around who were like good looking. You want to know, like, who are these ladies?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Man, a crazy weekend overall in the NFL. What'd you guys make of last night's game? So, like,
the Christmas lay hit. Baby.
The Christmas lay
hit.
Christmas lay hit.
Well, all right. I touched on it earlier, but can we dispense with all the Brock Purdy MVP bullshit once and for all? Can we put a pin in that? I know I've been oscillating on Purdy this season, but it's over, right? You can't have a game like that. It's over.
It better Especially in the NFL MVP race, it's so much just recency bias. Like, I mean, unless he somehow explodes in the last couple of weeks. This was such a bad game that I don't think he can.
He doesn't explode, though. That's like his thing is like pretty good games every week, and their record is good. It's like he's not gonna throw 475 and 5 touchdowns. Like, it's not what he does.
So now the odds-on favorite is Lamar. but like Lamar's stats aren't really quite like MVP level stats. And so I think this has to be a non-quarterback year. It's got to be McCaffrey or Tyreek Hill.
I've been saying it all year, but yeah. I mean, I know Tyreek the last couple of weeks hasn't done Tyreek things, so
he missed a game, and then I think he was just like a pretty average. He needs to hit 2,000 yards. He's got 2 games to do it.
I hope he does, because I would love to see a wideout get an MVP, man.
That would be tight. That would be tight.
It needs to happen.
They keep saying they're not going to give it to one. All the analysts are like, they're never going to give a MVP to a wide receiver. Wide receiver to me feels like the most disrespected position on the field, because I don't think people understand how hard that job is.
Yeah, and it's one of the most fun positions to watch. It's one of the positions that makes the game a blast, because it's usually more often than not like the best overall athlete on the team that can do a ton of amazing things that I think no one else can. They're like the fastest. They can jump the highest, and they make every year. Like you look at what's the best play of the season, and it's going to be Justin Jefferson like snatching a ball out of the air, or Odell Beckham Jr.
Beckham,
like they're the memory machines of the NFL.
I don't understand why they think they give all that credit to the quarterback, and it is like that is hard too to put that ball in like play for him. But like a lot of times the ball is like not in a place that is easy to catch,
especially for Tyreek, man. Like
it's a small dude.
And he's getting yak like crazy. He's getting yards after the catch. I feel like also most people who watch wideouts are just assessing them based on like, do they make the catches? Do they make drops? And not even considering like route running and like play recognition and all the other stuff that goes into it, you know? And like the guys who were good for the Steelers during the Roethlisberger years were like guys who could, on a broken play, find that space, like AB and Hines Ward and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot to it. Oh, Ryan, tell him to come back to bed, Ryan.
That's my brother.
I dare you to yell, come back to bed.
Who knows full on what's going on in here. Well,
he's vacuuming in the hallway of the building now.
He's like having a conversation. Yeah.
It's better to give than receive. The cleaners have the day off, so I wanted to get the hallway.
Yeah, helping out. So here are the top 5 favorites for the MVP. So you've got Lamar at -160, Christian McCaffrey at +325, Brock Purdy at 3 at +850, Tua at +1,000, and Josh Allen at +1,300. So Tyreek's not even in the top 5 anymore, which is bananas to me, especially Tua being at number 4. That
but
offense
Vegas knows what's up.
That offense does not work without Tyreek Hill. He opens up everything for everyone. He did it for the Chiefs. And I think the argument against a wide receiver winning MVP is if they're putting up crazy numbers, that means that the quarterback is putting up crazy numbers. But like this is an instance where it's so clear that the wide receiver is the one who makes this offense sing. It's a bummer that he might not even win Offensive Player of the Year. He's not going to get recognized for having a truly, truly like transcendent season.
Ridiculous. Who do you guys think is the Super Bowl favorite right now?
I still think it's San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean,
they got thumped.
They got thumped by a good ass team.
I know, but so what
I'm rooting.
You say?
I am full on rooting for Lamar for the rest of for everything, for MVP and to win the Super Bowl. The Saints are not going to the Super Bowl, so the Chargers are not going to the Super Bowl. So I'm full on rooting for Lamar to do it.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I think they look like a very, very complete team.
I can't root for the Ravens.
That's fair. I've always, for whatever reason, had a soft spot for the Ravens. I loved Ray Lewis.
Big Troy Smith fan.
Yeah, huge
I actually did like Troy Smith. I mean, look. Oh, can we talk about another potential MVP candidate?
Joe Flacco?
Close. What are the MVP odds for Mason Rudolph right now? We didn't talk about this. Mason Rudolph came in and lit it up, beat Jake Browning in his own game. And
Mason Rudolph, he's minus 160 in the MAGA MVP award.
the MAGA MVP. Make players valuable again. Yeah, the MVP. I think Nick Bosa is ahead of him in that, though.
Yeah. They're going to rename the award after he retires.
If I was a quarterback and I saw Nick Bosa lining up in front of me, I'd like Lamar Jackson. Shout out to Lamar Jackson for having a good game last night with Nick Bosa just being in his shit. Have you seen the highlight?
Coming across that offensive line like it's the Capitol Police, just burning through it.
Have you seen the memes of like when Nick Bosa sees a black quarterback lined up in front of him, and it's just like LeBron highlights? Girl, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. It's like LeBron crying. It's like when Nick Bosa sees a black quarterback lined up.
I saw the meme that was like Nick Bosa to Lamar's plane after the game, and there's some meme of a white guy who's just spray painted N on a plane, and he's keeping. Well, did you see all the memes about
Nick Bosa has to see these memes, and doesn't really do anything to like, hey, that's not really who I am.
No.
He's like,
did you see all this
yeah,
stuff?
that's me.
I saw a lot of great ones too about Tyrod Taylor's replacing Tommy DeVito on Christmas Day. And someone was like, slurs you've never even heard of are being invented in the DeVito household right now.
That's funny.
Sorry to talk about Mason Rudolph for a second, but
as a
back
Steelers
to
fan, because I think you guys, I sent you earlier my my playoff predictions, and I had the Steelers sneaking in now as the 7th seed. I think it's definitely plausible. Is this really what you want, though?
No, I mean, but the thing is,
or
at
Mason Rudolph's not the answer.
At this point, we couldn't make we're not going to get a good draft pick anyway. So I'm like, I guess we might as well make the playoffs. I don't know.
Have a little fun. Get an extra game.
Pick 19th instead of 16th. Like, who cares? I don't know. Yeah. It looks like Pickett's going to be healthy, but Rudolph's going to play anyways. Good God.
Yeah, so that's got to be the end of Kenny Pickett. Right?
I mean, I guess. He's no spring chicken. He's like 26 already.
We know who you are now, Kenny. Yeah, it sounds like he could be, if he's healthy and getting benched when there's still playoff hopes, that doesn't look good for him and his future there. The AFC South is nuts. You've got the Titans, who have already been eliminated, 5-10, and the three other teams are all 8-7. The Jaguars look like they're plummeting. They play Carolina this weekend. Game they should win, but Carolina's like playing a little better right now, and Jacksonville just seems so out of sorts, and I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to play. I think there's a chance they could lose that game. And then you've got the Colts, they just got beat pretty good by the Falcons. And it seems like maybe the wheels are falling off there. And then you have Houston, who's in third in the division, and they've got sort of the toughest, all their tiebreakers. I think they're not in good shape there. I don't know who wins this division.
I think Houston pulls it off.
I mean,
that would be my guess too. But
I will say
it feels
the Panthers,
pretty up in the air.
The Panthers have been friskier, but they also have like a 1-game lead on the number 1 overall pick right now. Oh, but they don't own their number 1 overall pick.
No,
they don't own their first round.
Nothing to gain from losing.
So they have no incentive to tank. That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you really want that 33rd overall pick.
No, it doesn't matter. Like,
you want to. I think it's more important to build.
Yeah, it's more important to win a game with Bryce Young than the difference between picking 33rd and 34th. 1 and 2, sure, but yeah. That division, it's muddy. I mean, I'm looking at the Meharry playoff index, and you have Tampa Bay as a 4 seed. Baker Mayfield seems to have found himself a home there, huh?
Yeah, I guess there's like mutual. Both sides want to come together on a new deal and have him be their guy, probably like a Geno Smith kind of deal. But yeah, he seems like he's the guy there.
And good for him, man.
Yeah, good for him. He's like
the bad guy.
David Carr that made it. Baker Duke Mayfield.
Baker Duke Mayfield. Well, do we have some? How much time we got? Oh, we're winding down. Should we make a lay?
I do. I was gonna ask you, Carl, to make a college parlay.
Oh yeah.
For the it'll just be a 2-leg parlay for the 2 semifinal games, unless you want to pick one of the other bowl games and add them in there.
I'm gonna pick a bowl game just to ruin it. That's how you ruin a parlay. Is you you pick a random game or a random player to do some shit. It's like if you got a 6-leg parlay, take one of them legs off.
Yeah.
I had a prize. We can talk about Prize Picks openly now because DraftKings dropped it as a sponsor. So I'm gonna show you how I got screwed this weekend. I did a Prize Picks.
Do you think they dropped their sponsorship of us because they preemptively knew we were going to have Jesus telling Casey and JoJo to come back to
They had a feeling. They just had a hunch.
Feeling.
Mm-hmm. So here's my Prize Pick. As you can look at here, it's Jalen Hurts to throw more than 274. He threw like 294. Lamar Jackson to throw more than 249. He threw like 250. I'm going to skip that one because Dallas Goedert, more than 59. He had 71. Saquon, more than 79. He had exactly 80, which is crazy.
Yeah.
What screwed me, A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown, of all people.
Needed 99 yards. That was $20 to win 1,000. A.J. Brown screwed that over. Now, I still do get a little bit of a win in there because it was a flex play. Prize Picks does this thing called flex plays where if you get 4 out of 5 right, you still get some money or something like that. But yeah.
Did you guys see?
I also had a bad Prize Picks, tight Prize Picks.
Oh, Mike Evans hurt you. Wow.
Yeah. 14 yards off.
Wait,
we both lost by 14.
See the story about you know how guys can sell their tickets? There's like a secondary market on long shot bets. Do you know about this? So like if you had the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl at great odds and then they start off 9-0, you can sell the ticket. So like if you were going to win 500, a guy might pay you like 100,000 for that ticket and you cash out now. But according to Darren Rovell, someone had a ticket for Brock Purdy MVP to win $200,000, and they sold it before this game for $125,000, and that seems like the play of the year because
amazing.
They got $125,000 out of it. It's no way. So this guy just paid $100. This guy just put $125,000 to win like an extra 75. And promptly saw Brock Purdy go out and throw 4 picks and get benched for Sam Darnold. That's tough.
If I'm the guy that sold it, it's the happiest feeling in the world. Each one of those picks.
Yeah. All right, Carl. New Year's Day parlay.
What do we got here? So we're not going to see
Alabama and Michigan. Michigan is favored by 1.5. That's down a little bit. I feel like it opened around 3.
Greg, I hate to do it to you.
Hey, I feel you, man. I might do it myself.
Because I gotta I want Michigan to win. Let's make that clear. I am rooting for Michigan. Alabama can kiss ass.
Yeah,
but I gotta take Alabama plus 1.5 on that one.
All right. Texas and Washington. Texas favored by 4.
I'm going Washington plus 4, man. Let's go.
I like it. I like it, man.
Michael Penix, they don't believe that he can do anything with a Big 12 team. I think they're going to come in and chop him up.
Now, for the third For the other game on New Year's Day, we have Iowa, Tennessee. I think that would make a fun third leg because Iowa famously has a great defense but cannot score. So I want the third leg to be Iowa and Tennessee over under 36.
Over.
Oh, you're going over?
Yeah. Love
it. Wait. You're right. They don't score many points. In Tennessee, how did Tennessee do this year on points?
That's a good question. Tennessee football schedule. Where'd my window go?
I spent a summer in Iowa City.
Did you?
Yeah. Doing some theater there.
Theater?
Yeah.
Oh, now they've got some
theater.
Tennessee's got some high-scoring games. Vanderbilt 48-24, Georgia 38-10. They put up 59 on UConn. Tennessee Kentucky game was 33-27, Bama 34-20, South Carolina 41-20. They're in some high-scoring games.
And it's over under 36?
Yeah. You can pass on it. You don't have to do that one.
No, let's take the over.
Dude,
fuck it.
All right. Yeah. Over 36.
Yeah, I think Iowa score some points and Tennessee also will.
All right, so that's your New Year's parlay, folks.
Let's get 20-17 game right there.
There you go. Bama plus 1.5, Washington plus 4, Iowa, Tennessee over 36. All right, you want to look at some NFL?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. We got.
That summer in Iowa City, I was at a party, and I said, "Who gives a shit about the Hawkeyes?" And
oh no,
so people got really mad, and a dude yelled at me, "Who gives a shit about you?"
That's a solid comeback, and that somebody was Waylon McQueen.
We got to get Waylon on the show.
Yeah, well, he's in the finals
he's a fantasy
in the Sharks League. He made the finals in Sharks. So
also, we're gonna have my buddy Charles Mockler come on talk about the Dolphins because this is the first time they won a division in his lifetime. He's a Dolphins fan.
And Waylon's a Dolphins fan. Is that why you?
Waylon's also a Dolphins
fan. We should have them both come on.
We'll have a Fins time. Up episode.
Yeah,
Fins up for Harambe.
Fins up for Harambe Day. All right, let's Bills Patriots. We got a Buffalo Bills
12-point line.
What did the Patriots do this week? Did they win?
The Bills struggled with the Chargers.
The Bills struggled with the Chargers against Easton Stick, and the Patriots beat the Broncos on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe plus 12. Patriots?
Yeah, let's go Patriots plus 12.
This is most likely Bill Belichick's last game against the Bills as a Patriots head coach. Possibly last game against the Bills as anyone's coach. So he might put something together.
Wow. I like it.
So this is interesting. Falcons, Bears. The Bears are favored by 3.
Whoa.
They're the hotter team right now.
True. Fields is doing all right.
I would love a good Falcons loss to a bad Bears team. So let's take that. Let's take Chicago -3.
Great.
What do you think about this Dallas favored by 6 over Detroit, Carl?
I think Dallas is about to pop again.
Yeah, they just lost 2 straight.
You like them -6 against Detroit?
No.
You think they're going to pop, meaning that they're going to fall apart?
Not pop off, but
no. I think they're going to pop off, but I still don't like -6.
All right,
gotcha.
So let's lay off that game. Skip it.
Skip it. Skipping that game. Let's just watch that one in solidarity with the MAGA MVP. All right, we got this is not a parlay, but we already did the parlay. This is just individual picks. We
need a
Rams,
couple more though.
Rams Giants. I'll take that Rams -6. The Rams are popping right now too. I'm seeing a 10 or whatever, 9-7.
Rams -6.
Yeah.
All right. What do you make of Green Bay, Minnesota? I'm seeing Minnesota -2 at home.
Let's take Green Bay +2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Sunday night game this week.
Yeah.
Weird flexing decisions by the NFL. Dolphins, Ravens, the battle for the number 1 seed in the AFC is a early game. 10 a.m.
I don't even see. I feel like I don't have a full list of the games here. What's the line on Dolphins Ravens? We got to make a pick on that.
Ravens are favored by 3.5.
Ooh. Let's take it. I'm going Lamar. I'm all in on Lamar.
All right. That's 8.
Yeah, I like that too.
Is there any game you want to do as a bonus pick, Carl?
Chargers, Broncos. Bonus pick, Chargers, Broncos. Over 38.5. Let's go under 38.5.
All right. Under 38.5.
That's the bonus pick.
All right. Well, Godspeed to everyone. And New Year's resolution to get that bread with the parlay.
Yeah, and shout out to the people who message me saying I don't pick their teams. And then their teams fucking lose.
Looking at you, Vikings.
Your Vikings. Now, I'm not picking the Vikings this week either. Because fuck the Vikings, okay?
Yeah, picking against the Vikings again. Riding it.
Y'all need to understand something here. I am not an analyst. I am a Viking hater.
Carl was the one who called the cops on the sex boat.
Yeah.
We can say that
He
now.
tipped them off.
I came outside, I had rollers in my hair and a robe, and I go, they're over there.
He was the one
like this. They're over there.
He was the one working at the McDonald's who wouldn't let Adrian Peterson take a piss. That was Carl. If you remember that story.
No.
Adrian Peterson had to pee late at night, and the McDonald's employee wouldn't let him, and then he got fired, and then a bunch of people. Oh man, it was fun. It was a fun one.
That's funny.
All right, go Blue, go Michigan, go comedian destroys Eckler over Hayes' superb team. We can't let a guy who stuck with his Yahoo default team name win the league. Come on.
Right. You got to do it. You got to do it, Greg.
Yeah, you got to win, Greg. And just for our credibility as a podcast.
Because we didn't mention this, Ryan, but you did lose the toilet bowl to finish dead last.
Yeah.
We saved that for the end of the pod, but Metropolitan Museum lost a tight one. But
by less than a point. Yeah, I tried. I set my lineup and everything. Good luck to everyone if you're in your fantasy finals or if you're trying to save face in the consolation bracket.
Yeah, write us if you're in your finals. Let us know how you're doing.
And we'll read some of those next week. We say that every week.
All right. We do sometimes.
Yeah.
All right.
Later, y'all.
Later, y'all. Love you.
That was a Headgum podcast.